Kirsty and I run the Body Buddies community. This is a place for us all to learn and share and inspire each other. I'm a dancer 13 years, a certified personal trainer, and I also recently began competing in figure competitions. As I made the transition from mainstream health into the bodybuilding industry, I began learning a lot of things that I wish I would have known during the 10+ years that I was dancing. During that time, I wanted to attain a very lean yet muscular and toned appearance. I just didn't know the right way to do it. So now that I know what I know, I'd like to share with you some of these very valuable tools so that you can achieve your goals as well. There's 3 things I'd like to talk about today. The first one is meal timing. The second one is proper meal combinations, and this is based on something called macronutrients. Those are your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. And the third thing is hydration. To make this easy for you, I've created a paper called 25 Foods. You might be thinking, 25 foods, that's it? Yep, that's right. You need to think of your body like a Porsche. You want to take the best care of it as possible. You want to put into it the best fuel. Now we all know mainstream food out there is not that premium fuel. So we need to be selective about the foods we put into our bodies, which is why I've limited it to 25 foods. As you start putting these types of foods in your body consistently, it'll begin to recognize. It'll say, hey, I know what to do with this. I know how to process this. And then all of a sudden you start actually reaching your goals and you start seeing the results that you have been working for. Let's first talk about meal timing. Now you're going to be eating 2 to 3 hours apart. Every single meal will be 2 to 3 hours apart. You're going to eat your first meal within 1 hour of waking up, and your last meal of the day should be 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep at night. Next, let's talk about hydration. You need to be drinking a minimum of 1 gallon of water a day. That means you're basically gonna have to keep a big thing of water on you at all times. Now you're probably thinking, but Christy, I don't wanna go to the bathroom that much. Well, guess what? If you want to see the results that you're longing for, drink your water, make a few more trips to the restroom, you're going to be fine. Okay, now we're going to talk about proper meal combinations, and this is based on macronutrients. Those are your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Now, I have been eating this way, learning how to combine these macronutrients in certain ways. I've been eating like this for the past year. Don't count calories. That's the one thing that has been the most freeing and liberating aspect for me. Because I used to be a horrible calorie counter. I'd punch it in my phone, I'd make lists. When we learn to identify portion sizes and the right foods that go in our body, we don't need to worry about calories. We're putting the right amounts in our bodies. Eat according to your timetable, our meals every 2 to 3 hours apart. Stay hydrated, work hard in the gym, and voila, you start seeing results. And I promise you that if you stop counting calories, you'll be amazed at the difference. Protein. Now, I know that many of you are under the idea that eating protein is actually going to make you muscular. Well, I wish that's how it worked. I wish it was that easy. No, protein simply gives your body the nutrients it needs in order to, if you're working hard enough at the gym or other physical labor, then you would develop muscle. Muscle only comes from nutrients and taxing your body. So do not be afraid of protein. Your body, whether it's your tendons, your muscles, your bones, your ligaments, every cellular structure in your body needs protein in order to function correctly. If you're not providing that protein, you're damaging your body. So you are going to be eating 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Now, I've listed, I think it's 6 or 7 protein sources on the 25 foods list. It is okay to change out those proteins as long as it fits these requirements. Carbohydrates. Your body uses carbohydrates for energy. Now your central nervous system functions primarily off carbohydrates, and your liver and muscles are what store glycogen, which come from carbohydrates. That's used for energy, to fuel your workouts, to help your brain function properly, to study well, to basically have energy throughout the day. They get a lot of bad rap. There's so many fad diets out there that say low carb, no carb. That's, there's some validity to that, but here is what it comes down to. Your liver and your muscles can only store a certain amount of glycogen at one time. So I'm going to show you something so you can see a visual of what's happening in your body. This is the amount of glycogen, of course, hypothetically speaking, the amount of glycogen that your muscles and your liver can handle at one time in 1 meal. So if we overconsume carbohydrates, then watch what happens. We're going into storage. This is good carbohydrate intake, but then boom, we get overflow, and all of this is going into fat storage. So we need to keep our carbohydrate intake to a minimal amount per meal. Now that amount is going to vary person to person, but based on the 25 foods list I've created, every carbohydrate serving will have 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates. Now, timing of carbohydrates is really important. I'd like you to keep your carbohydrate intake to any time in the day up until 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., you're going to be eating fats with your protein, so no carbohydrates after 5 p.m. That's because the bulk of your day and energy use is over. You don't need those carbohydrates for energy anymore. You're allowed to change out the carbohydrates on your 25 foods list, but only if it meets these requirements.
Sabotage.
Fatty acids are a very important of what you're going to be doing with your new 25 foods lifestyle. Now, this is not ketosis, where you knock your carbohydrates so low and then supplement with fat for energy. I would like you to focus on getting your energy primarily from carbohydrates, which is why you will be eating carbohydrates until 5 p.m. and then the rest of the day switching over to the fat for your energy. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth would I be taking in fat if I'm trying to lose fat? Well, it's a very simple thing. Your body needs fats in order to function properly. There's so many properties in your digestion that need those fatty acids. They just need to be the right types of fat. So you're looking for your poly and your monounsaturated fats. Saturated fat is the bad one. That's the one we watch out for. So pay attention to the fats on the food list. Perhaps look at the properties and say to yourself, why would this be an important fat? And learn how to identify other types of fats that you can also use. So if you can find another type of fat that fits these requirements, then go ahead and feel free to add that to your list as well. Now, this new lifestyle is simply that. It's a lifestyle. This is not a diet. This is not a sprint and then walk and sprint and walk. This is everyday application into changing your life and the way that you look at food. I promise you, as you begin to do this, as you stop counting calories and you learn to recognize portion sizes, pay attention to those sizes that are on the 25 foods list. These things will be what help you to reach a point where you are integrating good choices into every aspect of your lives. Your body doesn't look the way it does because of one day of bad eating. Your body looks the way it does because of daily, consistent habits and actions. So it's time to make those daily, consistent actions very good and positive actions. You can overcome many things psychologically and physically through this lifestyle. This will teach you a lot about how to eat the right types of foods, how to be effective with what you're doing day in and day out, and make these habits that you can integrate into every aspect of your life. You can do this. We're all busy people. We all need to grocery shop. We all need to food prep. We all need to get everything ready to be successful. So be sure to set aside some time every week. Prepare your food. You have less foods that you're eating, so it should be easier to cook your food in bulk. You don't need to be excessive about it. You can season all your foods differently. There's a lot of different ways to make this food delicious, to make it fun. I promise you, if you will give this a try, give it 3 to 4 weeks. Do your best. Believe in yourself. Feel free to email any questions to me at bodbuds@gmail.com. That's BODBUDS@gmail.com. I am here to help you reach your goals as I continue to work to reach mine. We're all in this together. Let's make this a lifestyle. Let's be positive. Let's enjoy our bodies, respect them, and do our best to help others make wise choices as well. That's what this is about.
below.